Hello and welcome to Don't Catch That Shit. I'm your host Deekay, and today we are going to talk about politics. Look at the current scenario of politics. The politics, by its nature, it is something that we all related to. This aspect of our life is very, very important aspect that we cannot overlook. This is affecting our lives in a big way. The politics is kind of an essential aspect of every nation, but the reason that we are discussing politics today is that we need to see where we are today, where our nation is standing today in terms of the political environment. The environment of politics is not good at all. The politics has gone down to a level that is something that we cannot call as cultured, something that we cannot be proud of. You may say that politics is never a matter of pride. It is not a matter of something that we should be proud of. But there has to be a basic standard to the politics. So look at our politicians, what they are up to. It's difficult to have a generic opinion about the characteristics of our politicians. However, when we look at the kind of politicians that we are producing nowadays, is something to be worried about. What kind of political system we are having is a matter of a lot of botheration. You might not see danger here, but the situation is very dangerous. The situation is dangerous because these people are responsible for where we would stand as a nation in this coming decade. As a nation, where we are heading towards. Nowadays, a lot of things are defined by the political environment. A lot of consequences are attached to the political environment. So, may it be a national party or a regional party, any kind of party, the parties are nowadays having a manifesto which is a kind of a crooked manifesto. If you look at the manifestos of these parties, then you would come to know that what they are up to, what kind of appeasement politics is happening in our country. The kind of appeasement which is happening in our country is disrespecting citizens. It is kind of a slap on the faces of each one of us when we see that they are offering something in return of the vote, then it's like buying your vote directly or indirectly. It is something like getting you in a trap by giving some freebies, some offerings. All they are doing is that they want to gain your vote, and then in return, they say that if you vote for me, I'm going to give you this thing free or that thing free. But the issue is that if something is coming as a free to you, then it's going to have some associated cost as well. What is that cost? As a citizen, are we looking towards a free thing? And are we not analyzing enough that this free thing is coming at what cost to us as a nation, as a community, as a society? Because there is nothing free as such except the nature that gives us a lot of things free: free air, free water, sunshine. But these parties who are heavily dependent on freebies for your vote, they have found a shortcut. Their inability to do something good, their inability to have a better vision for our country, their inability to give us a better future, their inability to foresee the future of India, their inability to give us something great, give us back the nation, a great nation of Bharat, give us our glory back. They are choosing the shortcut, and many of us are getting in such a trap of accepting these freebies and thinking that I deserve this much only. Remember that none of these parties are favoring you by giving these freebies. All they are doing is that they are buying your loyalty just to give you something, just to make you happy with the small things. and you see a immediate interest, you see a kind of an immediate gain, you also get into the trap of favoring that party. But this is a blunder that we all are doing. This is something that we should not be buying. They are supposed to have a broader vision, a plan to have a good future for India, to have India position among the top countries in the world in all the fields, from defense to foreign policy to economic condition. In each and every domain, the parties should disclose their roadmap. Unless until these parties disclose their roadmap and critical areas that is related to the growth, to the survival, to the prosperity, to the economy, to the defense of our country, unless until these things are planned, these things are given as a roadmap, a vision, a mission, and proper policies around that, unless until they put these things in their manifesto, we should not be buying for their freebies because for some small and immediate gains, we cannot give our country in wrong hands. Because the parties who think that you are sellable, they can buy you, they are inherently corrupt. Their tendency is inherently wrong. They think of you as a small being who can be bought by giving some pennies. They are not having a good image of you. They think that they can offer anything and then they can buy you. So, such parties, such leaders are dangerous for our own growth, for our nation. They are very dangerous. Now, this political environment, every time that an election happens, look at the kind of offerings they are giving. Free this, free that, and poor people, poor citizens, uh, they just think that because they are getting something and they're not aware of their potential, they are not aware of that they deserve a lot better condition. They deserve a government who can give them uh, everything that they deserve, not just by freebies, but just to create an environment to give a growth of the infrastructure, give a sustainable economy, giving a lot of job opportunities, and create a self-sustainable environment which is necessary for every citizens. Give safety and security to each and every person in the society. Look into the woman's safety and not to encourage the criminals and not to have the criminals in their own parties. We need to look into all these topics, all these issues which are not only relevant to the prosperity, the safety of our or our generation or an upcoming generation. These are the essential ingredients for any healthy society, any healthy community. These are the benchmarks for a civilized society as well. That a civilized society has to first ensure its safety. It should have a proper safety mechanisms for each and every citizen. Because unless you are safe, unless there is a proper system of safeguarding or health, wealth, then no matter how much you develop, it doesn't make sense. If you are afraid of going out alone, if our sisters or mothers are not able to get out of their home after a particular time, or if there are so many restrictions because of safety reasons, then no matter how much progress we have, it doesn't make any sense. Everybody has the right to live without fear. Everybody should have the right to roam around anywhere in any area. There shouldn't be any location, any area in our country that can be tagged as dangerous. That can be tagged as okay, you cannot go there. If there are such locations, if there are such areas, then no matter how much you progress, it doesn't make any sense. So while we evaluate these parties for their uh, winning potential, and while we evaluate that out of these parties, these are the leaders or these are the uh, uh, members who are genuinely eligible, whom should we vote, then we need to have certain parameters. So as a citizens, if you don't have proper parameter of judging the parties, and if all you're looking for is that what they are giving you directly in form of cash or some freebies, then you must reflect on your values. You must have a proper conscience, a conscious mind that what are you doing? What are you doing with yourself, with others? Where are we taking our nation? Then it's a matter of great concern. So, our political scenarios are getting worse when we see such kind of politics. So, giving freebies should not be encouraged. As a voter, we should not give this as a priority, as a something to be benchmarked or something to be selected as a parameter of selecting that particular party. Then the other things that is prevalent nowadays is the politics of division. The politics of division is not at all good for our nation. A nation that is so diversified. Our nation is the most diversified nation We have people from uh, various religions. We have people who belongs to so many different communities. We have so many kinds of languages, and this diversity is beautiful. This diversity should be protected. This diversity should not be used as a tool to gain vote. This diversity should not be exploited. Parties should not divide us on the basis of caste, language, religion, because if this happens, then how long we will stand as a country? It's gonna collapse. Everything will collapse if the politics of division flourishes. Then we all are going to see very, very bad days. We are already seeing that. Nowadays, we see so many propagandas which are happening in name of caste. Leaders are dividing people on the basis of their caste. They are using the direct terms also of this caste, that caste. We have to realize that if they succeed in dividing us, if they succeed in dividing people in the name of their caste, then we have to blame ourselves for our misfortune. Then this nation will not remain the nation we all are proud of. The diversity, if not cherished, then India, the Bharatverse, can become a place of suffering. It is, to certain extent, it is already becoming the place of suffering. It is the time that we should stop this. It's a kind of evil which is spreading its wing very fast, and it is spreading the wings too far. But our conscience should not let this happen. We all should reflect that are we going to let these divisionary powers run the show? Are you going to get divided on the basis of castes? Or are you going to get united no matter which caste you belong to? You should not be deciding your vote on the basis of what is that the particular politician is talking about, that they gonna give this kind of thing to your caste or that kind of thing to your caste. We should get out of that mentality now, because if we don't remain as a one unit, if we don't remain as one nest, then these people are going to succeed in creating havoc in our country. The chaos and the havoc that we see nowadays is because of this kind of politics. They, for them, it's a matter of vote, but for us, it's a matter of uh, the unity of our country. It's a matter of having good time. It's a matter of brotherhood. It's a matter of enjoying each other, cherishing each other, despite having diversity. But for them, it's a matter of winning the election. We should not fall in that trap. That's why, when we consider the political environment, then we need to pinpoint, we need to remember all these aspects of what all these parties are doing to divide us and gain the vote. It's a trap. It's a very big trap, because when they are doing such thing, then they are having a basic idea about who we are as a voter, who we are. So they think that, okay, these voters are selfish, they are mean, they will look for their own interest. If I give them this freebie, they will come to me. And to a certain extent, they have succeeded also, because we have not given enough thought of if we accept this thing, and if we, because of that, if we make this party win, then this particular thing is coming at what cost. We have not given enough thought on that, because the party which believes that you can be bought, look at what kind of value system they would be having within the party, what kind of value system they would be having for our nation. So they cannot run the nation ethically, they cannot run the government with proper rules, with proper laws. They are going to break, they're going to find ways to exploit each and everything, because they have succeeded. They have succeeded in gaining your vote through some small means. Then they will continue the same thing everywhere. We should not encourage such kind of politics. It's a kind of insanity in the politics. We need to make the political environment, the politics sane. Remember, you as a voter, if you become one, and if we list down the parameters, proper parameters, and if we start to judge these parties on those parameters, we can force them to put the right thing in place. The voters have the real power, but the unfortunate thing is that the real power has gone to these parties, these politicians, which should not be the case. They are supposed to serve us. They are not the masters. They are supposed to give the service to the nation. But this is not happening. Once they become the elected member, once they go to the or parliament, look at their attitude towards the normal people after winning the election. So are they approachable enough? Are they taking the issues seriously? Are they working on the issues seriously? Apart from giving the freebies, in how many parameters they are working, how much transparent system they have, what kind of reports they produce to you every now and then. Do they have a transparent system of giving their performance reports? No, they don't have audits, proper audits. They don't share these things to you. All they are involved in their own various kind of deceiving approach. They will always want you to divide on certain things on the basis of your language, on the basis of your caste. And these things are, nowadays it has become the norm. Unfortunately, this has become a norm. So we need to show them who we are. We are not a bunch of people who can be bought. We are not a bunch of people who can be divided on the basis of caste politics. We are not the people who can be divided on the basis of language. Once we become that kind of unit that cannot be divided, then only we can get good things out of all these parties. So it is not just the responsibility of these parties to sort their things. This is our responsibility also to make this happen. Remember, there is a power in unity. There is a power in a well-planned change, well-planned organization. We can do it if we apply some strategies. This is quite possible. This is doable. Uh, what we need to do is we need to identify all the wrongdoings that these parties are having, considering us as foolish people who don't understand their tricks and their misinformation, their game of deceiving us. We need to now go face to face as a citizen. We need to make them accountable. We need to call a spade, and we need to have a lot of transparency, a lot of bold attitude while dealing with them. We need to show them their real face. Look, this is who you are. You are trying to buy me. You are trying to buy my vote. This is who you are. And we cannot trust you. You are not putting the interest of the nation first. You are putting your own interest first. So we cannot trust you. So we need to get out of our own petty small interests. We need to see the interest of our nation first. We need to get out of this mean attitude of gaining something at the cost of the safety and security of our nation, the growth and prosperity of our nation. This is high time that we should start considering these things when we vote, when we evaluate the candidates, the parties. We have to keep in mind that unless our nation is safe, we are not safe. There are so many different kinds of propagandas. There are so many evil elements outside of India as well who are working against us, who wants to break this nation, who want to control this nation again. There are the powers outside of India who wants to capture India. There are countries who want to expand their boundaries and break the India. There are so many different kinds of elements who are working against India. So when we have a government who might not be able to tackle these elements, then it's a dangerous thing for all of us. What has happened in other countries is just a small trailer. What can happen in India? So when we see what has happened in Sri Lanka or Bangladesh or so many other countries, then we need to understand that there are powers, big powers, who can play these games in India as well. Therefore, it's our collective conscience or collective consciousness that we need to identify the real dangers. We need to get out of this petty mindset of what we are getting individually. We need to get into the bigger mindset of what we are getting into as a nation where we are leading towards. We all have something to work on. We all have certain skills with us. With proper efforts, we can live our life. So instead of relying on some freebies, we should look for the infrastructure. We should look for the requirements of a better environment, a safe environment. We should give priority to our defense. We should give priority to what kind of mechanisms that we are going to have in place to tackle the dangers from other countries, dangers from other powers outside of India, who can handle the situation better. Because the way things are happening globally, if we don't have a competent government, if we don't have a government who uh, is stand alone in the sense that who have if any government has the chances of becoming a puppet to these international agencies out of their own selfish interest, then they will sell India for sure. They will sell us. So that these are the real dangers that we are facing today. We need to have a conscious effort on our part that we cannot let certain kind of political environment to survive, to grow, which is not good for India. Therefore, if you are having a reflection on these points, then I want you to reflect, send your comments, and have a discussion around this. If possible, we need to have a community who can take this forward as a movement. And we need to have a proper parameters, and those parameters should have priority basis on higher priority things, that where we are heading as a nation, what is important for us, and which kind of manifesto is ensuring that our safety within and outside is taken care of, or economic conditions are being taken care of, the corruption is being taken care of, and safety of our uh, women members, their freedom, their safety is being taken care of. These are the criterias And there are a lot of other criterias that definitely we can discuss and get a proper list out of that. But it is high time that as a voter, as a member of our nation, it's time that we don't remain inactive member. We don't remain inactive, or we don't remain ignorant about all these things happening in our country. Uh, there are parties who are having very, very bad agendas. They are having two faces. They are having a face which they show in public. There is another face which they are having inside. And we need to be very careful that while this party is appearing as a face of goodness, what are they up to in real sense? What kind of threats they can have for our country? Can they even sell us? Can they sell our resources? What level of corruption they are doing? To how much level of dishonesty they are having? How many of our resources are already gone in their pocket? And what kind of transparency they are having in dealing with their things? So we need to be very, very careful, because one fine day we might find that things have gone out of our hands. Uh, it's a responsibility of each and every citizen, and it should not be left to few people alone. Some few people working hard, they are giving their time, energy, and everything to make sure that our nation remains in a good situation. That time is gone now. We have to get united. We have to see that our political environment gets better. No party should be allowed to divide us on the basis of caste, creed, language, color, etc. This is, as a citizen, as a voter, we should not let this happen. And we need to bring a lot of filtration to the politics. What kind of members are getting elected? Why do we have people from criminal backgrounds in our politics? What they will do after winning the election? Their tendency of crime will increase for sure, isn't it? With more power, they will feel more free to do wrong things. So, why such elements are flourishing in political parties? We have to get rid of such situations. We have to force our governments to have the laws, proper laws in place, that people who are proven as guilty in some heinous crimes, they should not be given the tickets, or at least let them prove their non guilty. there should be some sort of ethics here, some sort of rules here, so that the bigger interests of or safety, the bigger interest of public's welfare is ensured. Together, we can do this. That is for sure. Because there is a power in when there is a power in a movement, when there is a power in a majority, then everything is possible. We just have to work on that. We need to make it a momentum. Once we make it a momentum, once we let them know that this is what is required, this is what we want, unless this happens, we are not going to vote for you, then we can get the work done. Remember, these people are nothing without your vote, nothing without your support. They have to do our work. They are supposed to serve this nation, they are supposed to serve us. So, from that point of view, they are thinking to buy your vote, buy some pennies, some freebies, some rupees on the election day. They will come to you, they will give you some 100, 500,000 rupees. Don't go for that. Even if you, for any reason, if you take that, don't give the vote to that person at all. Don't do that. Don't sell yourself so cheaply. Don't do that. Because this is the trait that they are having. Then you can think what they would do when they come in power. Right? This attitude of this corrupt attitude will increase, will go further when these elements come in power. So beware of such political texts. We should not encourage such things. And we should not encourage this caste politics at all, this division by caste and asking for the vote. We should not encourage. This is not good for our unity. This is not good for the harmony within our country. So keep writing, stay safe, stay healthy, remain aware and conscious, become the part of this movement. Until the next episode, be peaceful, blissful, and be aware.